fellow leaders, between Africa and Europe without you share skills and technologies across borders. You build the jobs of the future. And that's what the forum is about today. Building stronger ties between our industries, our businesses, but of course between our people. Since our last summit indeed in 2022, the global environment has become harsher, but the relationship between Africa and Europe has only grown closer. Europe is Africa's largest trading partner. 1/3 of Africa's total trade is with Europe. And we are Africa's largest investor with 240 billion euros in 2023 alone. But I think we can achieve much more. Is the moment to invest in Africa and to partner with Africa. This continent has everything it takes to deliver prosperity at home and to shape the global economy of tomorrow. It holds 60% of the world's best solar resources, 60%. That build value locally rather than extracting it, that strengthen industrial capacity rather than create a dependence on imports, that boosts local jobs rather than outsourcing them. And this is the partnership that Europe is putting forward, strong and mutual beneficial, one that helps communities and industries on both continents to thrive. At the heart of this investment agenda is Global Gateway. When we launched it, we committed to investing 150 billion euros in Africa by 2027. And since then, we have mobilized investments of over 120 billion euros, so we are well on track to meet our targets. Global Gateway is not only about large-scale public investment. Its strength lies in governments, banks and businesses from both countries pulling in the same direction. And that's why we're doubling down on efforts to partner with the private sector. And I see several of our European companies here today who are already engaged in this work. We have, over the last month, been listening to your ideas, and now we are taking steps forward to strengthen your investment. This October, for instance, we announced a new Global Gateway Investment Hub. This platform gives companies the opportunity to bring forward their own project ideas, mobilize support, engage in the implementation. This is a major step forward and response to a request many of you made. You have said, involve us from the beginning on, and we have listened. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to highlight 3 additional ways how we're making it easier for businesses to invest and grow in Africa. The first is on finance. Africa has all the resources for growth. Natural resources in abundance, and a young and dynamic and talented population. What's needed now is capital for infrastructure, jobs, and innovation. Through Global Gateway, we are now working to de-risk, make finance affordable, and offer guarantees, so create a conducive environment. And this is how we can support investors to finance projects in more challenging markets, because they have the ideas, they have the projects. What they need is this conducive environment. Take digital connectivity, for example. High-speed internet only reaches 10% of Africans, and it is often unaffordable. But greater digital access starts a positive chain reaction, you know it all. Businesses grow faster. New and better jobs are created. Governments collect more taxes. Investors see stronger returns. And this is why Global Gateway focuses on mobilizing private investment in digital infrastructure. For instance, we are now expanding our data cables to East and West Africa and deploying the Medusa cable that connects Europe and North Africa. And with investments like these, the impact of every euro multiplies and everyone benefits. My second point is about entrepreneurs. Africa, as I said, has a young, dynamic population. It's a continent with talent, creativity, and drive. It has some of the highest rates of entrepreneurship in the world. So people are daring, they have courage. But most of these businesses fail within the first few years. And as one female entrepreneur in South Africa put it, she said it's the lack of access to infrastructure, access to global markets, and of course the lack of finance. So through Global Gateway, we are supporting to fill these gaps. Our support includes seed funding. It includes training and mentorship. We connect young businesses to local value chains and regional market, because when entrepreneurs are given the tools to scale, they create better jobs, greater investment, more innovation. And ladies and gentlemen, my third point is on regional integration. As a startup becomes a scale-up, it needs room to grow. It needs supplies, investors, and talent. It needs customers, new markets for expansion. When companies cannot sell or scale to neighboring countries, their growth stops at the border, costs rise, innovation stalls. But when companies can expand to other regions, integration becomes an engine for growth. Local businesses get bigger. Value chains create new jobs. And ultimately, industries become strong enough to compete on the global stage. And we in Europe, we know this by experience, because this is exactly what our European single market is all about. So that's why our union has supported the African Continental Free Trade Area since the beginning. And at this summit, we're boosting our support. The African Development Bank says that a true single market here could increase continental income by $450 billion in total. That means massive opportunities for Africa and for the world. Distinguished guests, excellencies, these are only a few steps we are taking together out of a long common road we are walking together. But it is time to take our partnership even farther and expand our business cooperation. So today we want to hear from you. We want to hear from you the sectors you want to focus on, the barriers you face. And I think I've mentioned some of them, but certainly not all of them. The opportunities you see ahead. Let's turn our ambition into action. Thank you very much, and I wish you a successful forum. Thanks a lot.